Hello, my name is Zach, aka the Dr. Cog. Recently, my lady and I attended MomoCon in Atlanta, Georgia. We cosplayed Andi and Frankie, and don't we look awesome, by the way? We attended the Knights of Guinevere Q&A panel, and on that panel, we had Zelda, voice of Andi, Michaela, voice of Frankie, Eden, voice of Princess Guinevere, Sung-Won, voice of Orville Park, and series co-creator Dana Terrace. Here are some interesting new bits of information that was revealed during the panel, and I want to thank my Frankie, aka Kara, for helping me compile notes. Now, I'm not going to cover every single question that was asked, and we might have missed a few bits of information here and there, but I feel like overall we did a good job of covering all the bases. So, without further ado, let's get into those questions. Any interesting stories from making the show? Dana said at the time she was working on the end of the Owl House and would work on Knights of Guinevere during off hours. She would bring the idea of the show to her fellow Owl House creatives, Zach Marcus and John Bailey Owen, and together, the three of them would work on fleshing out the story and the characters. She said developing Knights of Guinevere was one of the most creative experiences she's ever had. Favorite alternate Gwen design? Eden said her favorites were the ballerina, the mermaid, and the steampunk Gwen. Dana chimed in and said the steampunk Gwen will return in a future episode. What makes a project stand out? Dana said there needs to be an authenticity to it and a voice of the creator and team behind it. Something they're trying to say, not just something to make plushies. Sung-Won said there needs to be a uniqueness to it, nothing by committee, a true vision. Zelda added it needs passion. You can tell if someone is making something just to try and go viral. What were some of the inspirations for character designs? Dana said she herself is a powerlifter. She got inspiration for Frankie from the beautiful, muscular women at her gym. Andi was a mix of some older designs Dana had as well as designs Zach had, and they worked together on her design until they had something that felt tired. Guinevere was all of the Disney princesses and Barbies melded into one character. Gwen went through the most iterations because she needed to be unique but also feel created by a committee. Her hair buns were inspired by... I mean, come on. You already know. Frankie has her little animal friends, but what would Andi's animal friends be? Zelda chose, and I quote, a wet owl, an old turtle, two olds in there, and then she passed the question off to Dana to choose the last one. Dana responded with a mutated beta fish, and her reason for that would be revealed at a later time. Interesting. Will there be any mixed media in Knights of Guinevere? Dana said no plans at this time because that would require more time and more money, but that she would like to experiment more going forward. As a side note, anytime episodes were brought up in conversation, Dana would refer to them as a batch of episodes. She didn't elaborate what batch meant, but I thought the phrasing was interesting. How much time was put into the world building, and what were some of the influences? Dana said the Knights of Guinevere world is a character itself. She put a lot of thought into how the planets see each other, how the communities would interact with each other. For example, the economics of the factory town and how it would interact with the surface. How does money work? How does food work, etc. She said 6 months of development went into the world building before working on the pilot. Even still, some elements had to be made up in the moment, in the middle of the production. She said no matter how much prep time you have beforehand, you will always have to be ready to come up with something on the fly. Did anyone on the panel have any silly headcanons about their characters? Favorite food, favorite color, etc. Since food was brought up, Eden turned to Dana and asked, wait, does Gwen even eat? Dana said Gwen would need full bodily functions, and she was about to elaborate more, but then she stopped herself. She said there's a visual gag related to that in a future episode, but wouldn't go into further detail. Eden looked really confused, and Dana said, you didn't have any lines in that scene. Eden said she thinks Gwen's favorite color would be black, and that she's secretly goth. And yes, I did Google search Goth Princess Guinevere. Here's what I found. Very nice, but I would like to see more, so artist, you know what to do. Michaela said Frankie is always singing Guinevere songs to herself at work. Zelda said that she loves energy drinks in real life, and that she's been pitching to Dana to include Gwinergy drinks into the Knights of Guinevere universe. Personally, I would try a Gwinergy drink. It might stop my heart, but hey, them's the risks. Sungwon said Orville's favorite color is Mickey Mouse red. A running joke was that everything said on the panel was now 100% canon. Sungwon would make a statement, turn to Dana and say, "Right, Dana?" And she'd respond with, "That's right." And Sungwon would go, "It's canon. Update the wiki." What do you think are your character's favorite fandoms? Michaela said Frankie's would be Guinevere, of course. Eden said Gwen's would be the Owl House. Zelda said Andi's would be Pokemon. Sungwon said Orville's is Guinevere, of course. But also, he's a massive brony. It's canon. Update the wiki. What was the moment you realized, I need to make/be part of this project? Dana said working on Knights of Guinevere helped her through COVID, as well as helped her finish work on the Owl House. It was a major stress relief, and she was having the most fun while working on it. Sungwon said he got sent the audition, and that's how it got put on his radar. Eden said she knew about the project immediately. Eden was a voice director on the Owl House. She said during the last recording session, Dana pitched her the Knights of Guinevere idea. Dana added that she had been wanting Eden to voice a princess character for a long time. Dana worked on the series Rapunzel's Tangled Adventure, aka Tangled the Animated Series, back in 2017, and she had heard Eden record Scratch for Princess Rapunzel. She remembered Eden's performance all these years later and wanted to cast her as a princess. In case you didn't know, a scratch track is a temporary recording used as a placeholder during the early stages of a production. Dana said when she heard Eden's work on the scratch track, it was so good she couldn't believe Eden wasn't cast as Rapunzel herself. Sungwon commented that Eden's performance must have been very impressive for Dana to remember it all these years later, especially considering how scratch work is meant to be thrown away. Sungwon made sure to give Eden a lot of credit for that performance. Eden said that she was grateful and that she did put a lot of herself into it. And Dana was like, "Yeah, you were singing and everything." Michaela said she was feeling down on her luck at the time, ready to give up on voice acting altogether. She got the audition, didn't know what it was, but once she saw all the names attached to it, she knew she had to go for it. She said she put everything she had into her audition. Zelda said she was also feeling discouraged with voice acting, but got a request from someone at Glitch to audition. Dana added that Zelda auditioned for every character but Andi, but after hearing her performance, Dana wanted to make sure Zelda read for the Andi role. Zelda said initially she had somehow missed the Andi character altogether when she was going over all the character options. What was your favorite line from the pilot?
That's right, Andi! Have a good day! Go kick some ass! Show 'em who's boss!
Well, you've been such a good friend to me. Allow me to sort this out for you.
Sorry. Hope you feel better. But also, fuck you!
Meet some very good friends of mine. This is Guinevere. And Guinevere. And yes, this is Guinevere as well.
Dana, was there any representation that you wanted in the Owl House that you couldn't include, but now you can in Knights of Guinevere? Dana said she tries to represent the people around her. She said there are some character relationships developing, but she couldn't say any more. Interesting. Could you beat your character in a fight? Michaela, no. Eden, no. Zelda, we would both be too tired and agreed to give up. Sungwon, and I quote, "Well, canonically, Orville is a champion boxer. Right, Dana?" Dana, sure. Sungwon, it's canon! Update the wiki! But he's kinda old, so I think I could kick his ass. Dana remarked that she doesn't have an insert character in Knights of Guinevere. Someone from the crowd called out her insert from the Owl House, Tanella Noza, and Dana exclaimed she could step on her. R.I.P. Tiny Nose. R.I.P. Now that the show is greenlit, how many episodes/seasons do you think we'll get? Dana said she didn't think she would be allowed to say, but if they are able to tell the entire story, there was a point she did not want to go past. She said Knights of Guinevere is a very contained, finite story. Each character has a limit, and she knows where that limit is. what were some story elements that had to be included in the pilot. Dana mentioned a few moments, including the flashback with Frankie and Andi as children trying to get the Gwen plush out of the claw machine. Dana said she likes small, quiet moments that tell a lot with very little. Gwen's long fall out of the tower need to be included. The interactions between Orville and his daughter Olivia. The interactions between Frankie and Andi and their dynamic. Dana concluded this question by revealing that multiple pilot scripts were written, each pass getting more and more refined until it was at its best version. She said they had to get the bad versions out of their system first. Some fun miscellaneous bits of information. Zelda does a really good Jennifer Coolidge impression.
Oh, hello, little ones. Are you lost?
Michaela revealed that she did do Frankie's Gwen impression in the pilot.
Right, Guinevere?
That's right.
She said a lot of people thought it was Eden, but it was in fact her. Dana revealed in episode 2, there is a scene at a burger place. She dropped the name Gwendy's. Now, I don't know if that was a joke or the legitimate name of the restaurant, but she did say they will serve a really gross-looking blue Gwen burger. Someone said, he would try that burger. I don't think I would. Dana's favorite character design was Olivia. The partnership with Glitch came to be because they slid into her DMs. Dana has much more control over the show's pipeline. Each department is encouraged to communicate and collaborate more with each other. Dana said this has not always been the case while working on past projects. She said, overall, it's been a great experience developing the show so far. And that's it for my report. Overall, it was a really great panel, really interesting questions, just a really fun time. Kara and I also met the Knights of Guinevere crew. We took pictures, everyone signed this Gwen plushie I brought. They were all so lovely to talk to, just really great people. Like, meeting everybody was a highlight of the con for sure. On a personal note, I want to apologize for the lack of videos on my channel recently. The past few months have been crazy, but I'm still here. I'm still working on things behind the scenes. If you remember, there is a Owl House puppet recap video I've been working on for 2 years. I am still working on that video. It's a massive project. I am going to have it done sometime this year. I'm not going to put a date on it because there's still a lot of work left to be done, but I'm still working on that video. It's going to be done at some point this year. I have some ideas for some shorter form videos, but most of my creative time and energy will be going into that Owl House puppet video. I want to thank you for your understanding and thank you for your patience. I hope with my YouTube channel, what I lack in quantity, I really try to make up with quality. That's always been my focus. That's always been my main objective, is just making quality videos that I'm proud of and hopefully you'll enjoy watching. And I want to thank you for watching this video. If you found it interesting, please feel free to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, share this video with a fellow Knights of Guinevere fan. I'm really looking forward to the Knights of Guinevere series. Let me know in the comments down below if there's anything specific you're looking forward to seeing in the series as well. And I will try to do better at keeping you all updated on what I'm currently working on. So, thanks again for watching. Thank you for subscribing or staying subscribed. I'm Zach. I'll catch you next time. Take care.